Hey, this is Jackson from ActionJacksonFitness.com. I'm here to walk you through the top 10 mistakes most people make in the gym and how to correct them. So what we're going to talk about today is 10 different exercises, how most people do them and how most people do them incorrectly. I see these things every single day, and then how to correct those, how to actually do them to get the most maximum results, the biggest bang for your buck out of them. So as we walk through these, I'm going to show you the proper way to do it, how to correct them. I'm telling you, if you do the exercises correctly, if that's all you get out of this, you are going to 10x your results in the gym. If I took somebody and all I did was correct their form, they didn't do anything differently, they would 10x their results. I kid you not. All right, first exercise, cable flies. We're starting the cable flies. First thing I always see people do here, which is incorrect, is using their body weight. They push all their body weight forward, which pulls the stacks down, and then now they're using all their body weight. Push the weight. Don't use your body weight. You want to use your chest on this. So stagger your stance, get stable, stick your chest out. Now arms. The other thing is arms. Don't short arm it like you're a T-Rex. You don't want to go in here. You're not short arming. Put your arms out like you're trying to give somebody a real big hug and squeeze your chest. See, chest out, full extension, squeeze. You notice just a slight bend in the elbows, arms real straight, giving a bear hug. Chest should fully stretch out at the end. This exercise is building the width. It's pulling your chest out. It's building the width. So you want to get a good stretch, really stretch your chest out. All right. Next exercise, bicep curl. We got the easy curl bar here. So common mistakes everybody makes. First mistake is everybody likes to raise their elbows and not actually work the biceps. So everybody's raising their elbows, working more of their back and a lot less of their bicep. The other thing everybody likes to do is not extend all the way down. You gotta extend your bicep all the way down, get a full extension if you wanna work the full length of the bicep. You're gonna get short bicep syndrome if you're never extending your bicep all the way down and you get a gap right here between your arm. So if you want to think about flexing your tricep when you're doing your bicep at the extension, flex your tricep if you need to. Get the full extension. Work the entire length of the muscle. So let me show you. Here's how most people do bicep exercises in the gym. Swinging their back, not extending all the way, and moving their elbows. That's how you should be doing it. Nice stable stance, stick your chest out, do not sway, full extend at the bottom, full contraction at the top. Notice my elbows staying stable all the way down, flex to the tricep, get that full extension, all the way back up. Really squeeze at the top. Get that full contraction. Really make sure you squeeze, emphasize that curl at the top. It's going to give you that extra results that you'll be looking for. All right, next exercise is leg raises in the Roman chair over here. So everybody wants to get the lower abs. Everybody loves the abs for the vanity, but nobody's actually ever working their abs when they're in this machine. So let's get in the machine and show you what you're supposed to do. So this is how most people do this exercise right here, and this is completely wrong. Killing abs. You're not even touching your abs if you do the exercise that way. All you're doing is working your hip flexors, which is connecting your torso here. You need to get your legs up, get your knees into your chest to contract your lower abs. You're not getting any contraction in your lower abs until you raise your knees past 90 degrees. Watch. Here's the proper way to do it. Here, 90, this is where everybody else stops. That's the correct way. Notice my knees touching my chest. You You want to get those killer abs, you want to get the lower cuts, you got to get your knees up into your chest to activate them. All right, next exercise we're doing is a cable tricep extension. So the common mistakes people make on this is moving their elbows up and down and then not getting a full extension on the tricep. So what I mean by moving your elbows, they get in here and they're rocking their elbows up and down just like this. We want to keep our elbows at our side, keep them stationary. We want to only flex the tricep and bend at the elbow. Keep those elbows by your side, don't move them. The other thing is not getting the full extension on the tricep. You go to here, you got to go all the way down and get that full extension, really squeeze the tricep if you want to get that extra benefit, that little extra out of the set. So every single repetition, you want to get that extra squeeze out. Trust me, it's going to pay dividends later. So let's show you. This is how most people do them. Moving their elbows, using momentum, and not squeezing the triceps. This is how you should be doing it. Elbows to the side, keeping them stationary, squeezing the tricep on the extension. Elbows don't move, squeeze. Elbows stay at the side, squeeze. Notice I'm not using momentum on the set. I'm only moving stack with my triceps. No momentum, no movement of the elbows, extra squeeze at the bottom. It's going to make the difference. All right, next exercise is shrugs. So, always see people in here, everybody wants to get the big traps and work the shrugs. Okay, that's fine, but what I always see people doing is rotating their shoulders forward or backward. That is a terrible idea. You're going to tear up your rotator cuff and you're more likely to injure yourself than you are to get big traps. So how do we want to work our traps? Well, how do we do shrugs? Straight up and down. That's it. Straight up, straight down. Straight up, straight down. No rotating forward, no rotating back. Do not do that. I'm telling you, you're going to tear up your rotator cuffs. This is how you should be doing shrugs. Straight up, hold, straight down. Straight up, hold, straight down. And the other thing is use a weight manageable. You always see everybody go, they want to put 3 plates on a bar and do their shrugs. You don't need all that. Take a weight that's manageable that you can raise all the way up and that you can hold for a second at the top. Use a weight that's appropriate, get the full range on the rep, and don't rotate your shoulders forward or backward. All right, next exercise is leg press. The mistakes everybody makes on this is not going deep enough and actually working their legs. It looks like they're doing calf raises when they're doing their leg workouts. And the other thing is rolling their back. You need to keep your lower back flat on this pad. If you roll your back up when you get to the top, you're going to injure yourself. Watch. So, here's how most people do leg press. I'm not working anything with this. I'm not getting any benefit out of this. You need to go all the way in, knees into your chest, and up. Look, it's nice and deep. Full range of motion on the muscle. Also notice my back is flat against this pad. You do not want to roll your back up like this. If you roll your back up, you're going to injure yourself. Other keys. Feet, the higher they are on the mat, the more of your hamstrings are going to be working. Hamstrings and butt. The lower they are, the more quads are going to be working. All right, next exercise is leg extensions. So, whenever people do legs, they always love doing leg extensions, except for they never do the exercise correctly. Keys on leg extensions. Actually go all the way up. This is how most people do leg extensions. You have to go all the way up and squeeze your quads at the top. Hold it for a second if you have to. It hurts. It feels like somebody's stabbing you in your thigh. It's supposed to hurt. That's how you know you're doing it correctly. This is how you should be doing it. Notice, full range of motion on the rep. I'm going all the way down, all the way up. I'm squeezing at the top, getting a full contraction, full range of motion. That's going to work the entire muscle, get the most benefit out of the exercise. If you don't go all the way up, you might as well not even do it. Yes, it hurts, it's painful, but just do it anyway. All right, next exercise, we're doing a narrow grip seated row, back exercise. So, things I always see people do incorrectly on this is they move their back way too much. They're almost doing a hip hinge like they're doing a deadlift as opposed to actually doing a row. What do I mean by that? Watch. That's not how you should be doing the exercise. I'm using my full body, I'm using momentum, I'm not isolating the back like I should be. How should you be doing it? Straighten your back, tighten up your core, keep a flat back, straight back, and just row like this. Tighten the core, flat back, row. Notice my chest wasn't coming forward and moving back. I was keeping a flat, straight back. It's okay to let your shoulders drift forward and to get full extension, but you gotta keep your back flat and you wanna keep it straight. All right, next exercise is dumbbell chest fly. So the mistakes I always see people making on this one are bending their arms way too much, and not really putting enough emphasis on the chest, and also tapping the weights at the top, coming too close together. So you always see people tapping the weights at the top, you hear that big noise. It sounds nice, sounds cool, but what it does is it takes the emphasis off the chest, puts it on the front delt and the rotator cuff. Let me show you how people mostly do it wrong, and I'll show you how to do it right. Alright, notice, when it came together at the top, you're taking the emphasis off the chest, you're putting it on the delts. So you don't want to come that far together. You want to go only to shoulder. You want to have your hands above your shoulders at the very top, just like this. Watch the old pumping irons with Arnold. Watch when he does his chest flies. He never touches the weights together. Never, ever, ever. Only to your shoulders. Other thing, you want to straighten your arms out, just like we talked about with the cable fly. Straighten your arms out, bear hugs. It's going to put more emphasis, more pressure on the chest, and that's going to get more work out of the chest. It's going to make a difference, like this. Notice, I got a really deep stretch. My arms were pretty straight. Just a slight bend in the elbow that puts a lot of emphasis on the chest and really widens the chest out, which is what we're trying to do with this exercise. And I never touched the weights together at the top, so I kept the emphasis and the stress and the pressure time under tension, I kept it on the chest the entire time through the exercise. It's exactly how you're gonna get the difference. You're gonna get better results by doing the exercise that way. All right, the next exercise we're gonna talk about is lunges, leg lunges. So the things I always see people screwing up on this exercise is number one, not going down deep enough, range of motion. Obviously, as you can tell, it's a theme for most of the exercises we're doing today. And the other thing is not stepping out far enough. So what happens is you don't get the knee, you get the knee above the toe, and then they complain about their knees hurting. Well, it's because they're not doing the exercise properly. So let me show you how most people do it and how they do it incorrectly. Notice I'm not going all the way down, and I'm also getting my knee above my toe. I'm not stepping out far enough. How do we correct that? Full range of motion. We go all the way down till we're tapping our knee on the ground, or right before is when we stop, and we step out far enough that our knee should be in our alignment with our ankle. Don't have your knee above your toe. You want to do that as a check. This is it. So notice I went all the way down, knee was just tapping the ground, that's full range of motion, that's going to work the muscle the full length. Also notice knee was behind the toe, in line with my ankle. I stepped out far enough, that way it puts a lot less stress on your knees and you're getting a lot better results. Less injuries, more results, that's what you want. All right guys, Jackson from Action Jackson Fitness. We went through 10 exercises today, hope you enjoyed it. I really appreciate you watching. Keys to take away from today are form. Form is everything in the gym. You want to focus on your form, really key in on that. The other thing is momentum. You want to go through your reps slow and controlled and focus on the contraction. Whether it's a bicep curl, a row, whatever it might be, you want to focus on the contraction. Don't use momentum. Slow it down. Use a weight that's appropriate for you. You're going to get better results. Hopefully this video helped you, showed you how to do a couple exercises correctly. Thanks for watching.